Wow, 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 and more wows. Welcome everyone to a special episode of the Three Bells Podcast with your boy Mundo, aka Mr. AKA himself, alongside with my guys Triple J and Shane on Matt. Fellas, what's going on? Wow. Let's just get right on into it. What were y'all thoughts on what the hell we just seen at the end of this press conference? Because Lord have mercy, I'm trying to, I think I gathered a story finally, that makes sense. But shit, I mean, since we heard a lot of shit and fuck and all that other stuff, I think we're getting into TV 14 era right now. Wow, Triple J, what's your thoughts on what we just witnessed? Shane, your thoughts after that, and then I'll come back around and give you guys my thoughts on how I think this is actually playing out. I'll just repeat to you guys, to everyone what I wrote in our chat. So, Jay.
Holy shit. Wow, this was great. This was good for TV. I'm happy that they actually had this press conference on. It was all that and some, like, bro, you had to get your popcorn, your soda, your juice, your water, whatever you had to get ready for this, you had to. Everything that we just seen within these last 30, 40 minutes, oh my God. There's so many different things now we could talk about, think about, like, oh my God, bro. Jesus. This was like a like what you call it, like a setup for like ultimate, like the way UFC does, or like a boxing match would do. This was like the ultimate press conference for WWE. It might have been the biggest ever that we've seen. For The Rock to get booed, like you were saying earlier, Des, the shit is Hollywood Rock. Bro, I'm happy. This is good for TV. And then, with Seth out there, Cody out there, all this, Triple H, like, bro, this shit was just full with heavy hitters, and I'm just like, oh my God, what's next to come? Like, now they making sure we're glued to the TV. Oh man, there's still more I gotta say, but let me catch my breath. And Shane, do your thing, bro.
Before this even all started, I said to myself, and I said to you guys, and I said to the chat when we spoke about this the last time we was on, which was Tuesday, I said, this can either go good or bad. And I said, so far it's kind of bad for me because of the way that this even happened, how it just all of a sudden just came up out of nowhere, and at the temperatures that we're in right now, and with everything that is going on, and with so many questions we have, with hopefully with some good answers that make sense. It was like, okay, this press conference better answer a lot of questions. And it did. It did answer a lot of questions, but then it also added questions also. Mainly why. There was a lot of whys in this press conference. Why this happened, why that happened, why is this person here, why is that person there? We're going to discuss that. But it's amazing how these feelings that we are having right now started towards the end. It wasn't from the beginning towards the end. It was at the last segment of the whole press conference or kickoff show, however you want to call it. This is like we're like still in a high of the ending. And I'm sure that this is what we're going to mainly talk about tonight. But I will say, and I will do what the three bells do, and that's give three bells when three bells are needed. So I will say that to kick off. Good evening, everyone. It's your homie Shane O'Mac. Let's get it popping. Dersh.
And as we all know, this is not a normal night for us. This is a Thursday night. I'm used to, watching Law and Order, so I'm not prepared like I would normally be for a Raw or a SmackDown or NXT. I was actually on my way home while I was watching this all unfold, and then I got home, and then the main event basically came on. And man, first question: do you guys think that WWE kind of lowered the temperature that's been on that's been on 1,000 since last Friday, and kind of gave people like me and Shane, who didn't really bother too much about what the main event was, but we just wanted it to make sense? Do you guys think that they are making it make sense now? I'll start with Shane, and then we'll go with Jay, and then Lawan, you can throw your 2 cents in, and you too, Quavo, and What the Boom. I seen you send a message. I'm gonna get to it after them.
Yes, it does make sense. Uh yeah, it was totally unexpected. There was so many scenarios that we had spoke about, but I never thought of that. I have to admit that was actually that was genius. Shout out to whoever wrote that. I'm going to do the research to find out who wrote that segment because it was absolute genius. The whole thing, and it all made sense. It all made sense. And moving forward, with the story even building up as it goes into more detail as to more why these guys are going to be even more angry at each other, it makes sense. And I love how you have other individuals that's also tied into this. And then just building up to Mania, it's just going to be huge. It's going to be explosive. And I'm so looking forward to the storytelling moving forward as soon as tomorrow on SmackDown. Yes? Should be very interesting.
Whew. This is going to be interesting for the next 59 days. Us wrestling fans, we're going to have so much to talk about and digest. It went down perfectly. You know, there's going to be tons of questions. From what I've seen, a couple of my answers have been answered, but there's still like, damn, now which way do you go? Or are they thinking of? So, this is only going to keep everything spicy for a nice long minute leading up to Mania. And now, like I was saying the other day, we got to let this shit play out. Now it's playing out, fellas. And, this is going to be wild. I'm happy for it. I'm not going to put my head down to say nothing. This is what wrestling is supposed to be. And leading us into the next, chapter of wrestling, this is a great start. And since the beginning of the year, January 1st, everything has been fire to the point where they got us crowd and fans that are in attendance and shit. Everybody's on fire right now. Like we as wrestling fans are gonna be talking about this shit every single day. Watch. I love y'all guys. I love everybody that's watching. I'm just hyped right now. Mundo.
Yeah, I'm conflicted right now because I don't know if I should do my take on what we saw or should we go to the messages. Shane, what do you think? Jay, what do you think?
Man, that is such a ridiculous question. Go to the messages, please, so we can hear our
Listen,
audience.
yeah. Yeah,
All
listen
right,
what
well then,
everybody got to say
Shane.
about this.
Shane, go
We're,
ahead,
we're,
Shane.
we're
You
hyped.
take charge. Look, Shane, I retired from the messages from the other night when I looked stupid, and I played that over and over in my head. So, Shane, you can go ahead and play the messages.
My pleasure. I would love to. We have a lot, and we got what the boom.
Wow. Oh, because the press conference. I was going to say, I didn't expect you guys to be on tonight. And okay, cool, because it's a TNA Ring of Honor night. But right, the whole press conference thing. Also, Desmundo, I found a new T-shirt I might get soon. A new Drew McIntyre T-shirt.
To quickly answer that question, the executives here at Three Bells at the last minute thought that it would be important and a good idea to have tonight's show because they figured that a lot was going to be discussed, and they were absolutely right. So that's why we are doing this very special breaking news Three Bells podcast.
For purposes of this, What the Boom is not here, but RJ's show is.
Well, all right. Shout out to you for visiting us and saying hi. Here's
Yo,
Lamar.
that was crazy. Like my famous man would say, Jim Ross. That was the slobber knocker. I'm excited. Shout out to YouTube for broadcasting that 1 hour kickoff for free to anyone that didn't have Peacock. That helped a lot.
Oh, that's what's up. We had no idea that YouTube did that. Shout out to YouTube on that. What the boom? Is
If
this
you
another
guys
one?
want to do like a bonus round, I'll gladly come up and talk about last night, obviously, which is not WWE at all, but holy shit was last night awesome. But yeah, WrestleMania is always going to be big. WrestleMania is our Super Bowl. Hell yeah to that.
If you're saying last night in terms of the other circuit, then the answer is no. We don't discuss them. We are not too familiar with them, and we are the WWE universe, so we discuss things that involves WWE, including Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
I
Lawan once
also
again
told you
says,
guys on Monday, trust the process. I believe in Cody and I believe what Triple H was doing. This should be great. All this does is just extend the storyline. This is going to be something definitely after this Cody situation. This is getting crazy.
I guess it's fair to say, Des, that even our audience agrees that tonight was good. Des?
Yeah, because again, you know, what happened tonight makes sense in either way you look at it. Because I'm pretty sure everybody still has their own thoughts of how or what will happen moving forward. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna give my take on what I saw tonight and how I think it'll go forward. You guys can dissect my take and take it however you want and give your own version of what you saw and how you think this might move forward after. So with that being said, after what we saw last week, The Rock had an interview earlier today with Pat McAfee on the show, and he said that the moment that Roman Reigns named himself the tribal chief, the head of the table of the family, he said that's when their story started because at the end of the day, The Rock is still a part of this family. So then he took heed to that, and then you fast forward to last week when he came in and he felt like it's his right to come in and face Roman Reigns. Uh, So he did such, and I guess he talked to Cody. Basically, he was another person that spoke to Cody and kind of confused him a bit. If that's how we want to put it, that's cool because now it'll make sense. Fast forward until today, and The Rock comes out and it shows us the whole big board of the bloodline of all the families and everything of that nature. And then he goes and has a handshake and hug, whatever, with Roman Reigns, and says that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is what the biggest match and the biggest thing ever to happen in WWE and WrestleMania, even though the fans were booing it. He didn't care. He said, if you don't like it, it doesn't matter what you think. So as I was telling Jay and Shane, it's the return of Hollywood Rock. You know, much softer version, but it seems like he started to amp it up the further we got on tonight. So then, with that being said, I'm going to stay on my timeline. So I think going with this story, that in order for them to keep Roman champion past WrestleMania and to defeat this Hulk Hogan run that everybody's worried about is by making it a tag match. So now, as we saw, The Rock sided with Roman Reigns, which was shocking, but it makes sense because it's his family. And then he'll take on Cody Rhodes, and I'm wondering if it's going to be Seth, because then if that is, then you're occupying both champions in one match. So then, but like I said, it makes sense because then you can give the first night to the ladies to main event that night, and nobody would be mad about that. Or you can give it to Gunther or whoever, one of the other champions to take that over. So I see it as The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, because I don't think anybody else is up there. And it makes sense because Seth. If we've been watching Seth and Roman have little, they've been actually ticky tack back and forth with each other for a while. And if you remember, Roman never beat Seth in their one-on-one match. He got disqualified. So keep that in mind. So he's always been talking about Seth's number two and everybody's number two, but he never beat him. And that's why Seth feels the way he does, because Seth was the original leader of the Shield, and he never lost to Roman in this run that he's had. So I think that it would be Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at Mania, and then that'll keep Cody in the running for the title, because if that happens, he never actually got his title shot that he wanted against Roman Reigns, and you can kick that down the line to Survivor Series in New York at Madison Square Garden, where he can actually finish the story. Roman will beat Hulk Hogan's reign, and then Cody can actually beat Roman in the place where the whole story initially started, which is Madison Square Garden, and he'll get his moment there. But I think that the curveball would be at WrestleMania, because I do believe that the Bloodline will lose, and how they lose, to me, will set up another story, which is, like The Rock said, the long game, which would be between him and Roman Reigns for WrestleMania next year. So that being said, again, Rock Roman tagging versus Seth and Cody, which kicks the title shot further down, but guarantees Roman's reign not ending at WrestleMania, and pushing the narrative and the story to Survivor Series, where Roman will win. But at this WrestleMania, we'll start another branch to another storyline with Roman and The Rock fighting for the head of the table or whatever that nature. Because again, you know, that's what it's mainly about for The Rock. So, what are y'all takes on that? What do you guys think? What did y'all get from what we watched tonight? Don't even matter who goes first. Whoever unmutes their mic goes first.
Well, what I like to say about it is like this. There's, I'm still keep my thoughts as far as the 2-day thing, but if they are going in a tag angle, then I would have to say in this way where someone's title was on the line, whether it be Roman's or whether it be Seth's, there has to be some type of stipulation to that part, in my opinion. At least to make it a way for Cody fans to be satisfied that there is a title on the line and that he is trying to finish the story somewhat. You know, if that's the angle that they're gonna go with, because this seems like Plan C all of a sudden. But I'm gonna keep on watching because the way Triple H's face looked at the end, I was like, yo, Triple H got something up his sleeve. He's about to switch something on them with the way they was trying to come at this guy. So, if it's that plan where it's Seth and Cody against Roman and Rock, then that's what I see. But I'm keeping the 2 night thing still available. And, maybe now Seth somehow gets his way into this way with them. Maybe he could be a special referee, something. He has to do something on WrestleMania night. So, this can go, maybe 3 or 4 different ways, and we won't probably know the way it finally goes until probably like maybe 2 weeks prior to Mania, where they'd be like, okay, fine, these are the stipulations, this is what we're signing for, and such. It's just wow. This shit has me at the edge of my seat, just thinking like, what is this? What's about to
I
happen
have a question.
next?
So, with the 2 night situation that you're talking about, what would be the 2 nights from at this point that we are right now? What would be the 2 nights that you see?
Well, if they showing it us this way, maybe a tag match one night, and then maybe still someone gets a title shot the second night. But my original stipulation was Rock and Roman one night, Seth and Roman the next night. Maybe Seth, now that he's been pissed off about it, could special guest referee one of these 2 matches, you know, and still keeps him active, but maybe not defend his title, unless we still gonna have Elimination Chamber to determine his challenger. There's so many different ways we could think about this. Like, because we saw fans posting like maybe a day or two ago, triple threat. So now, this is gonna go. It's gonna go some way, and it might go a way that we not even talking about right now. So whatever Triple H has up his sleeve, and these guys have up on the board, thinking this is gonna be exciting, bro. You know, this is it. This is what they're supposed to be doing for main season for us, and they're doing it the right way. Sorry to the
Shane,
Cody fans. Sorry to the Cody fans.
Shane, I got something for you. You asked who wrote this situation. I read earlier in the week that one of the former writers for the Attitude Era, one of the head writers for the Attitude Era, is The Rock's personal creative writer for his time now in WWE. So he's on this creative team writing stuff for the as far as The Rock is pertain, as far as The Rock. So I just wanted to give that a little light to you.
So that explains it then, because the writer has an idea as to who he's writing for. So shout out to them. That makes sense, and that's good. Well, this is a lot that you guys just now put on my lap for me to look at. But let's go back to the beginning here. You have The Rock, he wanted to fight Roman because he had something to prove. You had Cody. He had something to prove by going against Roman. You had Seth that was begging for some reason Cody to fight him by adding prestige to his title by saying, "You don't need that little title. Fight me with this title." I guess this was what was his way of getting like that big match at Mania. I get that. So it's like now, because if you went Roman against Cody, people are gonna get mad. If you went Roman against Rock, people's gonna get mad. So how can we satisfy close to everybody? Let's have this tag team match. Let's have it so that you think that it's going to be Roman versus The Rock. But then when The Rock talks about the family, he he's kind of telling us before even Cody came out, yes, we're family. And I love you. We're family. We're blood. Look at this big ass chart that's behind us that's proving it. And then when they had that, the little, the cousin hug, whatever, that's why Cody came out and was like, hold on, this is bullshit. Hold on. And then it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Roman that threw the first shot, the family shot, when Roman spoke about Cody's pops. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then it went from Cody to talk about Roman's family, and then Rock was like, "Yeah, are you correcting me, Des?"
Yeah, Rock mentioned it first. He said that there's only one royal family. Basically, he mocked Cody's entrance music song and said that his family is the royal family in the wrestling. And then Roman called Cody's father irrelevant, like he is.
Oh, he said that before Cody said anything.
Who? Rock or Roman?
Either of them. Like I know he
Well, yeah,
said. I remember that Rock said about the
Roman
whole,
threw
the family being the most relevant, which I agree.
Roman threw the whole
Rock
thing
brought up the
first
whole
off, yeah.
family situation first, before Cody even came out. He was saying this while that whole bloodline chart was up, and saying how their family's royalty in wrestling, and the royalty in wrestling. And then Roman said the whole irrelevant thing to Cody after Cody came out and said his little two pieces.
The Roman mentioned Dusty.
Okay, no, right. Roman mentioned Dusty, right? So, but
First,
he
yeah.
mentioned that after Cody said something, after Rock said something. Like I'm trying to figure out who said
Yeah,
what first.
yes, you're right. It was Rock, Cody, then Roman.
Okay, because me personally, I don't think when The Rock said, about their family, I don't think what he said was a diss or a lie. Like he was speaking facts about that. Like that family from the top down, like there's no other family, Cody or anyone's, that can even come close to that dynasty. No one. And that's facts. Like, am I
One
right? Am I right or wrong on that?
second, Shane. Jay, you got to mute your mic when you're not talking because it's giving feedback.
Okay, yeah. So Des was am I wrong about, saying that? Like is there another family, or was it, or what Rock said, is that like facts or not facts?
I believe so. Like I said, because I don't know how Cody's song started back when he was in other company, but how it starts now, it literally starts off wrestling has more than one royal family. So I took it as Rock was mocking that, but he's being truthful because their family goes deep. Jay, am I wrong?
You talking to me? Mundo,
Yes, Jay, he's talking
was
to
you
you,
asking me that
dude.
question? Oh, I didn't hear. I didn't hear the question because it seemed like he went
Oh,
in and
go on,
out
yo.
when he was asking. Yeah, hey,
We're
hey,
talking
hey.
about we're talking about the royalty. We're talking about the bloodline and their royalty, and then we're talking about the Rhodes and their royalty because of their theme song. What does it say, that they're not the only royal family or something like that?
Yeah,
So
he's
what
it
I'm
starts.
asking is,
Yeah, it's saying wrestling's not, and there's not only one royal family in wrestling. And that's how the song starts.
Hmm.
right, and I'm saying that the bloodline, this is like it's the biggest dynasty in all of wrestling. Like, is there another family that even comes close to
No,
the bloodline
never,
family?
never. Nobody's touching that family at all. From day
Right,
one. Like, yo, they've been out this is like 60, 70 years, you could say, bro. Like, she. Like the way they said,
right. So,
you know, um,
right,
um the High Chief Peter Maivia and the Rocks and Roman's grandfather basically started the bloodline, and that shit is whew, that shit is wild.
right. So what I'm saying is, right. So when The Rock said that, he wasn't saying that, to be. I don't think he was saying that to be shady. He was saying that to just, to remind us and to remind Roman, look, this is our bloodline. This is where we come from. This is what we're representing. This is it right here. And yes, like I said, Cody and Dusty and all of them, they dope, and we love them, whatever. But this is it's about the bloodline. So again, I'm going back to my original point in terms of, these guys wanted to come to Mania to prove a point. They want to be head of the table. They want to, finish a story. But now you have these tag teams, and it's like it's for safety reasons. It's to satisfy everyone. Because again, you have these tag teams. Where's the prize? What prize does Cody get if he wins? Does he get the titles? What prize does Roman and The Rock get if they win? Sure, he gets to keep his prizes undisputed, but then The Rock still has this beef that initiated this whole reason for him to come in Mania, and that was to fight Roman. So moving forward, again, make it make sense as to why we now have these tag teams. Des?
Now, don't forget though, this is all just speculation at this point because again, nothing till at this even till now, nothing has been made official or said for WrestleMania. So, as you said, after all this happened, they changed the graphic on the stage from Roman Reigns and The Rock to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania. So this is all speculation for all we know. One thing I did notice, Cody said, and it kind of fell in line with what I was saying the other night when I was not making fun of, but just challenging everybody that wanted to see Rock versus Roman. When I was like, how do y'all want something by these two, but yet they don't show up at all? The Rock doesn't even work in WWE on a daily basis or anything like that. And in Roman, we see him every maybe once or twice a month or every 3 months. So then it was funny. Cody came out and was like, well, what's the point of y'all match? What's for the head of the table? He said, what does it matter when neither one of y'all are doing the cooking in the kitchen, haven't been doing the cooking in the kitchen for the last 2 years? And I just was like, wow, I was laughing at that part because I'm like, he is not lying. Like, yo, y'all have not been around. No, Shane, right? You feel me, Shane? Like, he literally made my point for me. Like, yo, bro, y'all, like I said, y'all really expect The Rock and Roman Reigns to be on the SmackDown tomorrow? Because every time Roman Reigns is on SmackDown, they got to make a big commercial about it because he don't show up. And then the same thing with The Rock. Well, not with The Rock. I'll say with The Rock, he surprises. But Roman Reigns, they got to make a whole big commercial about it because they want to make sure they get everybody to buy tickets. But I don't expect them to be on SmackDown tomorrow. I'll be shocked if they'll be there next week. So I completely get where Cody was coming from. And yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, and then the same. What's up, Shane?
So I have this question, and I did mention this on the chat, but I would love to hear you guys, say it out loud. After everything that we've seen tonight, from beginning to end, could this all have been done tomorrow on SmackDown, or was this press release really necessary tonight?
Um, we'll open this up to the listeners as well. But in my opinion, I don't think it could have happened on SmackDown because SmackDown is just too cramped up, and they got a lot of stuff that they already promised for tomorrow. But it could have happened on Raw because remember, this involved everybody. It involved Seth, and mind you, Seth and Cody are both Raw guys. Roman is just the head of WWE, and The Rock is The Rock. So, better time wise, it would have been better to happen on Raw. But I guess they just wanted to capitalize on the environment of Las Vegas with the Super Bowl and just, since the media, like Michael Cole said, everybody in the world from the media is there. Why not take advantage of what's been happening as far as like WWE's taking over Twitter and stuff for the last few days? So why not capitalize on that? But I do agree it could have happened on Raw or SmackDown, definitely.
See, like, with me, my thoughts on it is this needed to happen. If WWE, is with TKO, we got to think about what does their parent company do? Like, as far as within like UFC and stuff, they always have these press conferences in which they highlight the main fighters, whether it's from like the middleweights to the lightweights to the heavyweights. And this is like basically what we got to see today as far as what's happening. So this needed to happen. This is a change in wrestling because now we're gonna start seeing this more. I wouldn't be surprised at every main PLE that we see this before a SmackDown event, like a Thursday. We'll see these more throughout the year. So this was the first ever that I've seen something like this, and they televised it for us to see. So this was a game changer, and I'm pretty much sure that this took away from whatever people had planned to watch on TV. Look at us. We're hosting a special show just for this. This was something that we needed. And, I'm going to stick with my guns on that one, guys.
I actually completely agree with you, Jay, on that one. I mean, they tried it before, but usually, they tried it where they was doing the press conferences before the event, but I think the fans are reacting to it better being after a pay per view. So I think that's when they just kept it going with the press conferences after a pay per view. But I see where you're coming from because that makes sense. It makes sense with the company that's running them right now, and it makes sense to have this this kind of press conference. It was just a little weird because and what you're saying is true, but what was presented tonight is not because Bianca Belair didn't have a purpose of being there because she's not in the match right now. The only match that's been actually advertised and we know of right now is Io Sky versus Bayley, and neither one of them was there. Even Rhea Ripley, yes, she was there, but she doesn't even have a solidified challenger. We don't even know if she's going to be a part of the event. Because what if Nia Jax beats her? So they didn't make really any sense to be there, but the guys did. That's the reason why everybody came. It was we wanted to see what was happening there. But
And you see
yeah,
what's the crazy thing, Mundo? You see what's the crazy thing, Mundo? Look at the crowd they had. This had that feeling of like when it was Mayweather Pacquiao back in the days in boxing, and the fans waited for years for that to happen. And look at this, we got probably like 20,000 fans lined up for this just to sit back for an hour and some change. So this was huge. This is big for the company, in my opinion.
I have some logics as to why Bianca and Rhea was there, but I want to play these messages first. Is that all right, Des?
by all means, you're the message man.
All right, I want to play these messages, and then let's talk about the messages, and then I'll talk about my logics. We have one from LeWan
It
for
was
you.
well worth it to have this press conference. I don't see it. I didn't see it happening on SmackDown and Raw because one, I just told y'all, it was on YouTube. It was a free platform, so SmackDown is only 2 hours, so this would have took a lot of SmackDown time. And Raw is on a cable network that some people may not have cable. So being able to watch this on Peacock and on YouTube for free was well worth it, and it would get more views than Raw and SmackDown that it was on those streaming platforms.
You know what, Lawan, you make 100% sense on that. I actually agree now. Now that you said that and Des said it also, like everyone pretty much said what you're saying, but you added the YouTube thing, which is huge because I'm sure YouTube had a lot of viewers from that also. Lawan
We've also
also
got a chance
adds,
for other people to talk too. Rhea Ripley, Becky, CM Punk talking in his commentary, doing a good job. We saw Big E. Them trying to figure out what Bianca Belair is going to do for WrestleMania. She's going to be part of the Elimination Chamber. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It was well worth it.
what says you, Des?
No, I agree. I mean, Bianca did give her story about her run as far as WrestleMania so far, and I didn't realize that she's undefeated. And she's correct. She beat Sasha Banks, she beat Io Sky, and she beat Becky Lynch, all for championships. So I guess, like she said, you can't spell WrestleMania without EST, and I don't give a shit. I think Bayley should have still been there because she actually has an advertised match. So that's where they dropped the ball as far as the women. And I'm going to stick with that. What say you, Jay or Shane?
Yeah, I was saying first off for Belair, she is trying to reach Miss WrestleMania status, which I could totally see her reaching by this 40th Mania, because she wants to be. She called herself 3-time Mania champion. So kudos to her on that. She was trying to promote that, and then she also promoted her husband's show on Hulu. What is that? Love and WWE, right? And she is also one half of the face of the new 2K video game. So she was there for promotional reasons, as opposed to like Bailey. The only thing that she would talk about is what we already know, and that's going for the champion at Mania. So comparing Bailey to Belair, she had more reasons to be there in a promotional sense, being that you had basically the Super Bowl media out there. So in that sense, in terms of marketing, it made sense to have Belair there. You about to say something, Des?
I know Shane. She's the lapdog for WWE. I get it. But I would have rather seen Bayley because she would have got a louder reaction from the crowd because that's who the crowd wanted to win the Royal Rumble. So why not cheer Bayley to the heavens and let her talk her shit? But I get you 100%. They had to show Bianca because of that. The same thing that I said because they had the media conglomerates from all over the world there. So it makes sense.
Right. And that was also, in my opinion, the reason why Rhea was there, so that she can help promote Elimination Chamber, which is what she and Becky did. Because I wasn't expecting to see Becky. But then I totally forgot that she had already had her match to participate in Elimination. And again, I'm now thinking about the match that she had, which is pissing me off, which is why she shouldn't have won that match. But she did. So, whatever. But I see why they was there to do their thing. So those was my logic in terms of why the girls was there. I just wanted to share that. Des?
All I hope is that with that Becky thing that just went on, I hope they're not giving it away, more or less, that she's gonna be the winner of Elimination Chamber. Because if that's the case, then I'll be really upset that this is already being displayed. And you're right. They need to display the women a little bit more as far as the main event women. They could have brought them up here during this entire time that they were on, giving them at least a good 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. See, just at least hype up the women's match for Mania, or let us know whether it was night one or night two that they'll be performing. But from the promotional standpoint, with Bianca, she got her show. She's the cover. She's on the cover of the video game. She's just, as Shane would say, Miss WrestleMania, and she's trying to solidify that spot as well. And this is what was best for business tonight. We got everything that we wanted. From the women to the men, as far as all the heavy hitters in the game that's been in the game.
So let me ask you this question, Jay, after everything you just said. Because, of course, we see Becky there at stage with Rhea because she won the first spot to be in Elimination Chamber. So if somebody else would have stepped there instead of Becky, wouldn't that have been the giveaway that that person on the stage would have, like, possibly been like a participant, aka a winner of the, how you call it, the qualifying finals matches. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that have been a dead giveaway rather than seeing Becky, someone that we already know who won the qualifying match? So of course she was
Right.
there first because it's just her so far.
Mm-hmm. But I hope that they don't give it away as just to, just to say like, look, she's gonna be the winner. I hope that's not the angle that they're going with, but I get it. She was the first one in. And like I would think, does Bianca toss her hat in there now to Elimination Chamber?
All
You
right,
never know.
my
Would
turn.
you want to see Rhea? Would you want to see Rhea against Bianca at Mania?
All right, so for clarity, I would have expected Nia Jax to be there, number one, because she's facing Rhea at Elimination Chamber. That was already made. So them bringing out Becky, I guess that was just for the cheers. But I would have thought you would have brought the heel out, which was Nia, because Mommy was getting cheered like crazy. Number two, uh, from what I'm seeing, since the WWE Women's Championship is occupied already at WrestleMania, and the Women's World Heavyweight Championship is not, it seems that they're merging the Elimination Chamber between Raw and SmackDown women, because they announced, Becky as a winner of her qualifying match already, and then they also said that Bianca Belair has a match coming up this Friday to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. So I don't think they're giving it away that Becky's going to be the winner. And now it makes sense why they were both there, because they're going to probably both be in the Elimination Chamber match, which will eventually be the number one contender for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Whoever that champion might be, like Becky said, you might not even be the champion, but I hope so. This goes back to the little love story a few weeks ago when they were like, I want to face you at WrestleMania, and I want to face you. So, yeah, so I just want to throw a little context into that real quick. So, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think what Jay was trying to say was that it might have been, it could have been like a tiny possibility that it was almost, or could have been a dead giveaway that Becky would have faced Rhea. But again, she was the first one, number one. And number two, we don't even know who the other girls are going to be. So we have to wait and see what the full card is. And then we could say, oh, wait a minute, she's going to be on. Oh, wait, this one's going to be on. Oh, shit, she's going to have some tough competition. I mean, it's good that Becky is on there, but you still have these, you still have these other women to fight. Case in point, Bianca, she's going against Munchin. Am I saying her name right? Going against her tomorrow. We clearly know who's going to win that match. The one that
Meechin,
can pronounce the name. Yes.
Meechin.
Yeah, Michin. Bianca is going to Munchin Michin tomorrow for her spot. Watch.
But this goes back to what I was saying on Monday. I'm like, okay, y'all don't, you guys got to do a better job at kind of making us wonder who's going to win the match. Don't put the obvious winners of a match against each other. That's like the other night when we saw Evil Gina versus Becky, and then you see there's going to be Liv Morgan versus, no, my bad, it was Shayna Baszler versus Becky, and there's going to be Evil Gina versus Liv Morgan next week, and then like you said, Michin versus Bianca tomorrow. Really, really, is that really hard to believe who is going to win these matches? Like, you got to be dumb as shit to not know who's going to actually win. Why would Liv Morgan lose when she just came back? Becky Lynch is not going to lose to Shayna Baszler. Bianca Belair is definitely not going to lose to Mi Chin after Mi Chin just lost to Tiffy Time last Friday. So it's like, you guys make it kind of obvious now, but then again, they can make it kind of obvious and put all these people in a match together and then make it tough for us to figure out who's going to win at the pay-per-view. What do y'all think about that? Jay and Shane?
They're making us think a lot now. They're making it easy that we're sitting back like, okay, we write it down in our work, in our booklets and shit. That or even in our chat, we talk about it and we'd be like, look, come on, really, she's not gonna lose. So tomorrow, Me Chin is gonna get me chinned in the chin. She's gonna lose. We already know that. Barring some bullshit, they already gave us like three solid guaranteed people that we know, and they're trying to probably go with a way that it's going to be at least 3 or 4 veterans of the women's division in this ring, and probably maybe 1 or 2 new faces. I wouldn't be too surprised with what was Des said at the end. Tiffy Time, I wouldn't be too surprised if she's in this elimination chamber. I wouldn't be too surprised, guys.
All I'm saying is, okay, we get it. We know that Becky is going to win against Shayna. But like I said, at least give her a tough fight. At least make it look like she fought hard for that win. Because you got to admit that match on Monday was whack. That power slam or pamphlet slam, whatever it was that Becky did to Shayna, that was the most ridiculous thing I've seen. I've seen mothers put their babies down on the bed harder than that slam that she did. It was ridiculous. And I happen to be a Shayna fan, and she is a tough cookie. There is no way, Des, and you know you're laughing because you agree. There is no way that Becky won that match on that move that she did on Shayna. That was bullshit. It was unbelievable. At least make it look believable. Because we know you're going to win. Just like we know Bianca's going to win. Just like we know, and I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but Liv is going to beat Evil Gina. Or maybe you can surprise us and switch it and then just have Liv do something else, start a beef with someone else. At least have Evil Gina win because she's tough too. But come on, at least give us a tough fight, even though we know who's going to win at the end. Am I right, Des?
Yes, you are, Shane. Yo, I'm completely dead on that. He said, yo, anyway, look, Shane, we got some voice messages to hit, but real quick, what about this? I foresee it either being Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton or Naomi versus Shotzi, also as a qualifying contender match for the Elimination Chamber. What do you guys think on that? But before we get your responses, Shane, go ahead and play the voice messages so they don't get old.
Will do. We have one Formula One.
So as far as I see it right now with the chamber, you're gonna have Bianca, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch. Another person I see that's possibly going to be in the chamber is possibly Jay Cagrell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I think with Bianca going up there promoting this stuff and saying her streak and all that, I see them doing a WrestleMania match where it's Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair. Because I think if they add Jay Cargill to the
Oh,
Elimination Chamber, I believe she's probably going to take Belair out
oh shit.
and then eliminate herself,
Oh
starting a
shit.
feud and something with them at WrestleMania.
Oh
Because
shit. Oh shit. I completely forgot about her. Shane, did you?
Not at all. She did show up. There is footage of her showing up to the stadium today.
Right, but we don't know. She never officially signed with any other program, and I completely forgot about her because of this whole nonsense with Cody Rhodes and all that. I completely forgot she was on SmackDown last week and talking to Nick Aldis. And wow, good shit, Lauren. My bad for interrupting, but wow, I was just like, I completely forgot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that she should sign with SmackDown if you want to have some type of connections with Bianca. At least I think. And number two, like you said, Des, SmackDown needs more women. They need more women. So I think she'll look good in blue. And her name is Jade Cargill, Cargill. Let's go to the next message by Michael James, for he
I'm sorry,
says,
boys. I don't mean to just jump in like, well, I guess like The Rock, but I've decided I'm going to start my own movement. If Cody wins, we riot. Hashtag baby.
well, it's still early, so who knows what's going to happen? There's always a plan B once it comes to Triple H.
That's the
There's
because
more.
resident.
if you
Yeah, the
look at
resident.
it, there's no one for Bianca to fight right now at WrestleMania. If you're looking for something box office, um, Rhea Ripley's going to be at WrestleMania. We already know who is going to face her. I'm sorry, we know it's not Nia Jax. It's definitely going to be Becky Lynch. We already got Becky. We already got the SmackDown title that's going on right now. So there's no one for Bianca to really face right now. The next person is Jade. I don't want it now. I'd rather see it for a title, but that's what it looks like. If I was a storyteller, if I was writing it, I would write that.
Yeah, but the hopes for Bianca is for her to walk out of Mania as what, four-time champion? So they're gonna have to figure out how to tie Bianca up with a title.
They better not put her ass in that match with Bebe and Io. I know that goddamn much. I will no, hell no, 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 no,
Like a triple
hell
threat match.
no, no, right, Jay? Jay, right? No, right, Jay? No, 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 hell no, no.
No, not this soon. You know what I would like to see though? Something that's like how they did at WrestleMania 32 when they did it the Divas Championship and introduced us to the Women's Championship. I hope they will introduce us to a new title and let them two fight for it. As far as what we've been talking about, the intercontinental type title. And when Jade was in in the other brand, she had the like a TV their version of the TV title. So, let's see. Now maybe that could be something they stir up in the pot with Jade and Bianca. The creation of a new
Nope.
title.
Nope. Bianca wants the gold. She wants the big gold. She doesn't want the second or third. She wants the two top prizes. That's what she's known for. That's what she's had. So that's what she's going to continue to get in order to win this streak or to create this streak of becoming Miss Mania, which you might as well say she already is. But what do you say, Des? Like, does the titles matter as long as she has a title?
I don't give a shit. She better be grateful for what she got. She don't have to even be on the
Oh,
show.
Gonyo, that's right. I
Yeah,
forgot you're no longer.
but I actually agree with Jay. Jay, let them fight for the Intercontinental Women's Championship. And you know what? I predict Bianca's going to lose anyway because she got to put Jade over. And Jade would be great to start off her career in WWE as the first ever WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. And now we have something with her. I'm over Bianca. I told you she had that whole year reign, everything. It was beautiful. It was lovely. Don't overexpose yourself like Becky Lynch, and don't be like Charlotte. Every time a championship match comes around, we got to see your face. Please don't, because that's where I'm at. That's how I feel.
Well, speaking of feelings, let's see what Lawan feels. For he
Well,
says,
Bianca ain't getting no gold. She had too many title shots on SmackDown, and there ain't no storyline with her and Rhea Ripley right now at all. Jay is going to be the answer. She better not get no damn title shot. She don't deserve it.
I agree with that
there
man
you go,
100%.
Des.
I agree with him 100%. Let's go, Lawan. My guy. That's why you my guy. That's why you joined us on Raw when I host it. But I'm not hosting it this week. But yeah. When I do host it, you're gonna be my guy, my new tag team partner. Shane.
Oh, he's very. Yeah. Now we have. Yeah, thanks, Lawan, for giving a reason for Des to write a whole script now to go against us because he has you to back him up for now.
Because that's
Don't
what
forget,
I
he had a
does.
partner before.
He turned
See,
his back
remember,
on
you
me.
had a partner before, and he
Turned
he
his back.
he didn't turn his back.
Yes,
He
he did.
mentioned you did something that you didn't like, and you considered that him turning his back.
He
That's what
told me to
happened.
mute my mic. That's turning my back on. Turning his back on me. Mute my mic instead of talk your shit. He said mute your mic. That's betrayal
And
right
let
there.
Jay speak. And let Jay speak.
Bullshit.
Exactly. You was cutting Jay off like sliced ham that night. Are you kidding? That's why he said that.
No, it was warranted that night. What are you talking about? It was warranted that night. And then once I stopped talking, then what happened? You want to hear me speak? No, f that.
Where,
Like I said,
where's
I
the
know
warrant? Where's the warrant at? What was he warranting? Where's the
what.
paperwork? Where's the paperwork for the warrant? Where's it
Just
at?
go back to the show. I know you don't listen to our replays, but go listen to that replay and tell me if I was wrong. I wasn't wrong. He was wrong. And
What
then he
day
wanted
was
to leave
that?
everybody after that.
What day was that
Well, Des,
episode?
here's your partner again, dude.
Des
Here's your
needs his tag
partner.
team partners.
Yeah, he needs
If,
his tag team partner. Here's his
wait,
partner
hold
right
on
here
a second.
talking. His
Sorry,
partner
bro. I don't
says,
mean to be
Hold
like
on.
that.
Whoa.
But a wise man.
How
"What
are
you
you gonna
gonna?"
say that? If the two of y'all are teaming up against me, why wouldn't I need somebody to come in and help me? Are you serious? How fair is that?
Yeah,
To help you
Shady,
be wrong?
Shady can't. Shady can't take the ass beating personally.
And then Jay takes pride in the fact that it was a 3-on-1. Like, how do you take pride in something so shameful? That's shameful. But
No,
Jay,
I take pride on being right, and being fair. That's what I take full sides on. You could join or not, but I'm always on that team. And
I'm
speaking of
always on the
team,
right
Who's
side.
you just cut you just cut your partner off when he was talking.
But
You
but
see
I know
what I
how to
mean?
but I know how to get back to his message. So this is what my partner said.
Sorry, bro. I don't mean to be like that. But a wise man named Triple H once said, "It's what's best for business."
And Bianca right now as champion is not what's best for business. So LeVon, I applaud you, and I shall go on mute.
See, there's feelings, and then there's logic. Is using the brain to think. You can only do but so much when you use your feelings. You only have but so many people that's going to be your side once you use your feelings, how you feel. How many people you think cares how you feel? What moves happens from feelings. You need
But
facts.
he
You're going to
agreed.
use your brain moving forward. You
He
use
said
your
the same thing that
brains.
I said. He said the same thing I said. She had her run. Now it's done. And what's best for business is us moving on from her being a champion. She can still be a top player in the game. She doesn't need to be champion. That's why I said I beg of her to not be like Charlotte Flair, because at this point everybody's tired of Charlotte, because every time she turns around she got a fucking title shot, and everybody's overexposed with Becky, which is why her match on Monday got fucking barely any sound. So that's what I'm saying, for her to stay away from that territory. That's all I was saying.
So you don't feel the same way about Charlotte Flair, and every time when she comes back from injury, she automatically has a title shot? You don't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want Bianca to fall into that trap of being like Charlotte Flair. And I don't want her to fall into the trap of being like Becky Lynch either. Being overexposed as far as Becky Lynch, and then as being constantly in the title hunt whenever you just appear. Don't do that. Be different. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about Bianca Belair. I want her to be her. She can be a big name without a title, i.e. Seth Rollins. He doesn't need a belt to be the guy. Am I wrong for feeling
So
that way?
do you? So do you want to? What do you want to like see less of her and to not have a goal? Because
No,
granted, like I said, she has a lot of reasons to be seen because she has so much under her belt to promote. But you can't just have her on just to talk her smack, because with the top tier women, it's all about the championships, the titles. Yes,
of
because what
course.
else is there?
But like he said, how many times we done seen her have multiple title chances during this whole run with Io Sky? That's literally all Io Sky who she's been facing for the title in the few
Hmm.
months she's been champion. So it's like, okay, give it a
Hmm.
rest for a minute. Let's have somebody else have a chance. But I don't even want to see her face Bailey if Bailey won the title, because they done ran that through the whole too. Give somebody else their shine and their time to fight for a championship. I'd rather that. That's why I said I agree with Jay. If they go with the Intercontinental Championship for the women's, that's fine. It's something different. Be proud of that. Why not? Why not be proud of that? Why do you have to be just a world heavyweight champion? That's all I'm saying. And to me, like I said, right now, like Juan was saying, it's money. If we see Bianca versus Jade, that's bigger than the goddamn title shot. You saw what the reaction was in the Royal Rumble. Fans want to see it.
Oh, so that's what it is. It's the titles. So you're okay if Bianca went for, let's say, a women's intercontinental or even a women's North America or United States championship, even though it kind of flows on the same float with her doing the same thing, but it's just for a different title. But she's going to be doing and saying the same shit, just a different title. And you're okay with that?
He said introduce it, which is I'm fine with
I'm
your
saying
introducing. And
you,
then I also said,
you.
but then I also said that I would expect her to lose and let Jade be the champion. I never put a championship on Bianca. That's why I said stay away from being like Charlotte Flair, that every time you pop up, you want to be the front of the line and be the next person, the number one contender. Like I said, we done got tired of it because you done been the number one contender for the last how many months between you and Charlotte. And that's why I've been saying there's no women on the SmackDown roster, because all we've been seeing is Charlotte and Bianca over and over and over and over, and it's tiresome. Give it a break.
Des,
So Des
Des.
and Jay, you would. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
No, this will be my question about this whole thing. With her mentioning that she has this sort of WrestleMania undefeated streak. Des, let me ask you, do you think that they put her in a situation as to where now she's like in a version of like the female Undertaker, as per se, that's an undefeated streak that she has for years, and you don't really have to make sense like you're mentioning. You know, have fights that are now meaningful to your career as to having a shot for a title, like the way Taker did. Taker didn't always have to fight at Mania to be recognized as who he is. So Bianca, being the EST, she has to set a bar for the women of this generation. So maybe she has an undefeated streak that she carries for X amount of years. Do you think she falls into that category now if she does that?
And I'm gonna be 100% blunt with y'all. I'm gonna say no. Why no? Because she's black. Straight up, no. But you know, they do still show love to people who don't have undefeated streaks, but still have winning records in WrestleMania. So I'll put her in that category. But as far as being, the next Undertaker, like I said, well, like I was thinking in my head, Undertaker's streak wasn't even recognized until he got to like 10-0, because it was by accident. Then they recognized it, and then they started selling it. Bianca saying it is telling you that they're not going to keep pushing that narrative. Like I said, she's black. She's going to take an L. and it's gonna come probably I'm saying to y'all, it's gonna come by Jade Cargill, and it's fine because she's putting the next black woman over. She's putting the newest, person to the company over, and there's no problem with that. But I don't see her being the next Undertaker. I just, of course, she had to beat Sasha for the belt. She had to beat Becky for the belt because Becky literally taunted, not taunted, she embarrassed her by beating her so fast at SummerSlam. So she had to, get that back. And then with Io, same thing. None of us saw Io beating Bianca at that point, which made Io's win later down the line when she cashed in even bigger. But no, in my opinion, it's a no. Shane, or was that just for me, Jay?
Shane can answer if he would like.
I would hate for that to be the reason. Because if that was even a remote of a reason, then why you had two black women headline Mania, which turned out to be like a huge monumental event? Why have Kofi win a Mania, which later turned out to be a ginormous event, which including gave us Trick Williams? And then you're gonna break this what could be a streak, and you're gonna have her just hand it to another black woman, and then put her on a high pedestal, which you would say you that you won't see because she's black. I mean, black women has been doing, and black people has been doing quite a bit that some would say, I won't see that because they're black, but it has been done. Now I can say, back when Undertaker did his thing, when it was, 10-0, it was a different era, it was a different time. But now we're in 2024, where you see all of this diversity like ever before. I mean, hell, look at who is the current champion and the current tag team champions. We didn't see that too much back in the days, but we're seeing it more now. And it's about to be featured in headline in Mania 40. So why this can't be a possibility? Again, in your feelings, I'm tired of her. I want to do this. We're saying it too much, this and that forth. But she's selling tickets. She's putting ads in seats. She has her own show. She's selling video games. She's the EST. So you're going to use her as much as possible because that's what it is when you think moving forward, marketing wise, making money, putting ads in seats. If you use your feelings, she'll be sitting in catering. Des?
I love that last line. But Shane, can we go? Let's go. Because we interrupted our guy. Shane, go ahead and play the messages.
You mean your guy? You hijacked our guy and made him your guy. But
But
here's a message
he's still
from
our
your
guy.
guy.
He's still our guy. It's not Monday Night Raw where I can claim him as my tag partner. It's a special show, and
Oh
yeah,
jeez.
he's our guy, just like you are. Wait,
Wait.
Faith, you forgot the intro I gave you when we came back on Monday. I said my guy and your guy and our guy. That was you. So we share you too.
Don't do that. No, no, no. Do not blow that puff of smoke in my face by saying that. You
Listen
just
to
sat here and said that this guy is going to be, he's your new tag team. He's your new guy.
on Raw whenever I host Raw. This ain't Raw. And then I also said I'm not hosting Raw next week. So you know,
Yeah. I'm sure you'll announce that by the end of the show. But let's hear
yeah,
our guy.
our guy.
What he
Also,
says.
also box office. This is something that the fans want to see. And again, ain't no one for her to fight. Who she gonna go fight? Shayna? Who she gonna fight? Nia? Who she gonna fight? She can't just go and fight.
Who's she gonna fight? Who's she gonna fight? He sounds just like me. This is perfect. This is perfect.
She might fight Natty, but Des keeps holding her back. So here's his next
Yeah.
message.
You know what Bianca needs? Bianca needs a heel turn. We need to see the heel side of Bianca Belair without no title. And you know what? And I wouldn't mind her having a title as a heel, but that's what we need to see. I want to see her heel side.
Y'all gonna give me my
I see
flowers?
that totally happen. If they don't get a season 2 of their special, then I see a heel turn. But
For
she's being a
Shane.
good girl for promotions.
For Shane. You don't remember me saying this when she was going for like 3 months? I said that she needs to come back as a heel, and I said that the Street Profits needed to come back as a heel. They came back as heels, but it just didn't work because the fans liked them too much. But they never turned uh um Bianca heel. Y'all remember when I said that, Jay?
But it has to be a good reason. It has to be a reason for Bianca to have built
The
up to that heelness, just like with Mello. There has to
the
be a reason.
the
Don't
reason
just do it just to do it.
No, you remember the reason was she got cheated out of her women's championship. You forgot. She won, and
So
then and then they cheated her, and then what do you call it? Damage Control attacked her and beat her ass, and then she was gone for mad months. You don't remember that? And I was like, she needs to come back, pissed off about that, and then take them, do what she got to do. And then she came back and all happy and everything still. But you remember that?
Right. But that's
Jano,
not a reason to be healed. It's just a reason for her to seek revenge. You're going to be a heel to seek revenge on someone that did bad by you because the people that she was going against, they were still bad. What are you going to do? You're going to turn heel against somebody that's already healed? You're going to have two heels? That doesn't make sense. But
Charlotte,
yes, she was upset. Go ahead.
Charlotte wasn't a heel. Charlotte wasn't a heel. She was a babyface too. But she cost her. She cost her the match. Look, you know what?
I'm playing this message. Lawan says,
The reason, like I said, it's Jay. She's much stronger. She's much taller. She's much faster than Bianca. She beats Bianca at WrestleMania. People like her more. And now she's hating and she's upset about it. And she's basically saying, I've been doing this for such and such. I've been running this company in the women's division such and such. And you think you're going to take that from me? Will be great.
You forgot the That's Bianca. The
well, like I said before with Jade, I just hope they don't treat her like an Omos, where they use her size as the selling point and just have her like beat up a bunch of little jobbers. Like I want to see her like in an actual storyline that makes sense moving forward, that would lead up to us believing and wanting her to go for the titles. So it's like, yeah, you did an awesome job at the Royal Rumble. You was good. You was great. But I want to see more. I want to see storylines so that I can believe that you are ready to be champion here in WWE. You may have been champion in the other circuit, but this is a different circuit. This is a different story. You have different characters with different storylines. So if you can make it make sense, then baby, I'm all for it. Des?
Jay, I have a question for you. This pertains to what we were watching earlier tonight and why we're here. Do you think that there's some like real life bantering back and forth between Seth and Roman? Because they see, I don't know if they were just kidding around and like knocking with each other on the mic, but like trying to one up the other one. But like, do you think that's something that we should really look into? And do you think that'll be a reason why Seth is inserted into this quote unquote tag team match that we think might happen? Because Roman just keeps calling him the number two and disrespecting him in his title run.
Oh man, I honestly think we're getting a preview of WrestleMania 41. Roman against Seth. That's probably the bigger picture in which we'll get an end to both for an answer
Whoa,
to who's the better guy. Who's the better guy
hold on a
That's not
second.
what he's asking.
You said Roman versus Seth.
next year? Next year, maybe I
Oh,
could see the bigger picture for next year. That's my answer to it. As far as with Seth and him being there together, maybe we're getting an early preview of that. You know,
That's not what Des
just
is
my
asking,
thought.
Jay.
Pretty much, he asked about Seth and Roman, so that's my answer. I'm not gonna say nothing else.
I didn't hear what you said. I don't know. Your mic was going in and out, but I was asking. Do you think like this bantering back and forth is like real life type situation? I believe they're friends, whatever like that. But do you think like they were ad libbing with each other tonight? And do you think that it would be a reason to insert that into this match, this quote unquote tag match that we think is going to happen between Rock, Roman, Seth, Cody? And after the
No,
fact
I
that
think
Roman's been basically dissing, they've been dissing each other for the last few months though. But like, you don't think that this is a gateway to intercept into the match?
no, I don't think it's a gateway to intercept for it. It's just the fact that Seth doesn't really have nothing to do for Mania. If his Mania chance was supposed to be so-called, CM Punk, and with the bantering and them going back and forth, I think they're best of friends. We all know that. So they know how to put on a good show for the crowd, regardless of what goes on and what happens. Seth is the best at his game when he talks on the mic, and Roman's been learning over the past year and a half or two, as far as with Heyman's helping of him talking his words. So, it was good. I enjoyed the bantering because, well, the only two people that can know each other the best are best of friends, besides family. So, this worked.
Lawan, what do you think? And Shane, how about you? How do you feel about what I asked Jay?
I mean, well, shit,
Well,
when it
hold on,
comes to
hold on.
cursing. Oh, Jay, go ahead.
No, I'm saying is you just asked LeBron and Shane, but we got other people in the room. You can still ask Red Ranger. And let's just ask everybody in general what are
Well,
their thoughts.
we've asked him questions and he has yet to say anything. So I don't know if he fell asleep or if he's there. He didn't do his normal intro that he normally does.
Hey,
But yeah,
yeah, and
well,
Des,
yep.
look who joined us. Look who
I
joined
know.
us.
Look,
So
Mr.
hello.
Let's give a shout out to everybody that's in the listening section right now. We got Donatella right now. We got Lawan. We got Jose Quavo, aka Red Rabbit, and we got DJ Younger Nine. Pops is in the building. Right, all right, all right. Let's do it again, Shane. One more time. One more time for Pops. One more time for Pops. And you know what? I think we got Mama Love in the building too, listening on behalf of Pops as well. Let's give her a round as well. Thank y'all very much for listening in. Shane, you can go ahead and answer the question. Lawan, if you could go ahead and send your question in. Quavo, if you are there, send your response in as well. I want to hear what y'all got to say. But go ahead, bud.
Jay, I don't know why you get dead started like that. I had already told y'all why he said Lawan. We already had this discussion. But
Oh boy,
anyway,
really? We just said he's our guy. It's not my night. Come on, Shane.
but you're throwing practice shots here and there. That's what we're noticing because he's the first one that you aimed for. And according to Jay, he was the only one that you aimed for. That's why he said that.
Hey, look, he's
But
basically saying the same stuff that I've been saying to y'all for weeks now. We're in
And
chemistry.
we have other people that like wrestling, mister. There's other people here. You just don't want to hear it from the we don't want to hear it from the Cody crybabies. We got the Cody haters on here too. Let's go. Let's bring them.
And, Cody Crybaby's here. We're not part of that club. I've been told you I didn't give a damn whether he finished the story or not. Just make it make sense. That's all I said. And he said the same thing. And so did Shane. So what are you talking about? Triple J, you kind of poking yourself up right now because Shane was in agreement with what I was saying. Make it make sense.
No, I'm just saying the Cody crybaby part because that's all you're doing right now is acting like a Cody crybaby. Sorry to say that.
whoop, you're on your own there. Let me mute my mic.
Boo. Boo. Because that didn't even compute. Boo. Really? Shane, go ahead, sir. It's Thursday, so I'm in between Mundo and Destaker and Mondes for. Please, Shane, go ahead.
The
Yeah,
shovel has
this
been put to the dirt.
yeah, this is an unprecedented episode, so we're all unprecedented right now. But to answer your question, if I can remember, the one thing about Seth, he's a good fucking actor. It's like, wow, the way he interacts with some people, you would think that they were good friends. Case in point, like him and Cody, they're not the best of friends. And he's actually mentioned that. But when they're in that ring and they're doing their thing, Seth is on it 100%. And he delivers. That's what I love about him. No matter what type of relationship we have on a personal note, but when we step in this ring, it's all business, all business. And in terms of, the back and forth and them going back and forth, that's all ad lib. Are you kidding me? Des, let you and I be in a scene like that. I will curse your ass out to a point where the camera says cut. You're gonna say, Shane, wait a minute. Is that how you really feel about me? Like that sound like that you had like you trying to tell me something like, yo, what's up? Like, is that how you really feel about me? No,
Now,
baby, not at all. It's just in the moment.
Shane, you think I would really say that, or you don't think I'm gonna come back at your ass? Are you serious right now?
Well, I'm using you because A, you're about to talk next, and B, you're gonna cut me off anyway, and C, you're the guy in the middle of the flyer. So of course we all gonna pick on you because you the head man.
Yo, I wasn't even gonna cut you off because I was actually looking through my notes to see.
He's the man in the middle.
Oh my gosh, I was looking through my notes to see what else I can talk about from that segment or whatever you want to call it, because this is not even on a Raw or anything. To prove your point as far as like what they were saying to each other. And like Roman was saying, get this bum out of here, and then what is it? Seth was like, oh look, Roman actually showed up to work for once, and then Roman was like, and he showed up in his wife's shoes. So stuff like that was hilarious to me. But I see we got a message. So
Oh, well, well, well. We have a message from.
Seth Rollins is amazing, and I see why Triple H really, really likes him. I see why Triple H made him the first champion out of the Shield. He just has it all, man. His mic skills is just awesome. As far as him and Roman,
I sorry. I had to interrupt that because I can't hear what the hell you are saying. So maybe if you want to re-say that again, put the mic a little closer to you so we can hear you. It got lower and lower and lower and lower. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just came from work, but I don't know. Shane, am I bugging?
No, you're not. Lawan, not to throw shade, but it did sound like you had your phone in your pocket while you was talking. So you can put the phone up so you can hear you loud and clear so we can agree or disagree with you. And then in Des' case, gloat that you agreed with him.
Yo, what is up with y'all tonight? Y'all are just taking shots at me tonight, knowing that I'm not my normal Monday night self where I just take it and just keep asking questions. But y'all know that it's on stage. And here comes
This is
Jay.
what
Terrible.
this is what big brothers do to the little brothers. You know, it's just like now your parent. You know,
And this is
Mr.
what I do.
Daddy is seeing it
I'm
live.
sorry. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better. But
Oh,
what I was
why'd you
saying
cut
was,
off?
Seth Rollins is just excellent on that mic, man. I see why Triple H chose him first out of the Shield members to be champion because he just has it all, man. He could wrestle, he could talk, he could do it all. As far as him and Roman, how they be talking to each other, is so good on TV. It's so much good on TV.
I agree with that. But only thing I don't agree with, I don't want to see Seth versus Roman Reigns, not as champions. If they want to do a match one-on-one, without championship belts, that'd be great because I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I'm tired of unification matches. We're still trying to get the tag team belts, broken apart. I'm just tired of unification matches. Shane, Jay, Juan, how do y'all feel about that? Like, ugh.
No, we've totally have had this discussion many a times on how they need to split all of these titles and put them in their respectable places, as well as add titles to the women's division, which is steadily growing right before our eyes. So yeah, we totally agree with you on that. Absolutely.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna agree for this one time on this Thursday with you. I ain't gonna say no more.
I don't know what the hell he
Oh,
just said, but okay. I think I heard I agree with you in there, Shane.
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. But yeah, Lawan, if you're listening, whatever you just
I,
did, that was perfect because your voice was loud and clear. So whatever you just did, do that. Thanks.
I said that I agree, and I ain't saying no more about it.
Alrighty
Yeah,
then.
yeah, dude, we heard what you said. We didn't ask you to repeat it. We was just like, okay.
Just to make sure, yes, because you're expecting me to talk and talk and talk. No,
Pretty
I had
much.
got cut off, so I don't need to say much when I get cut off.
We cut you off at the cutoff time. When you go over the time limit, it's a 2 minute soliloquy. You give us 5, so yes, we cut you off at 2.
You just ain't
We
want to
know it.
get hit with the belt anymore. That's what it is. We was hitting you with the belt, and you was taking that ass beating. That's what it is.
Yo,
Yo, Drew, your boy's been getting his ass smacked tonight. He don't like it. He hates it
yo,
tonight.
I've
He
been
don't like
I've been
this double
holding
team.
my own. I've been holding my own. I'm good. Drew, Jay's pissed off because he's been on mute most of the night.
Yeah, for a second, I forgot he was here. I said, "Oh shoot, it's Jay. What's up, Jay?"
Yeah, yeah. You see what happens? See what happens?
But
See how y'all treat me on here?
we had
But
look,
in
Damn.
fairness,
look,
but in all
Damn,
fairness,
why?
and Des, you can agree. In all fairness, we was really having a deep conversation with Lawan. Lawan was leaving a lot of messages, and there was
yeah,
questions in the messages that we was answering. So in all fairness, that's why we got a little lost in it. I know I did, so I apologize for that. But then when Des asked the question, and then he said Jay asked first, I said I was going to cut and say, "Oh, Jay is here. What's that? What's up, Jay?"
Jay's
So
like,
Des,
I'm
while you
about to
finish laughing, I want to play these new messages. We have new messages, Des.
That's
All
your
right.
tag partner. Nah, freak that. That's your tag partner. He forgot you was even in the building, bro. Oh man. and I'm losing
Ooh,
tonight.
don't do that. No. We got a bunch of messages, man. And we have new messages. New from Nick P. What he says.
What app kind of like this can I go to talk about like NFL?
I don't know about NFL. Des, do you follow any particular NFLs or you just hashtag NFL?
I
Maybe you
mean,
will find something that way.
yeah, you're just gonna have to search each chat, man. I can, I watch the NFL, but yeah, this particular talk is not about NFL, but just look through and maybe you'll find a group or somebody talking about it. It is Super Bowl week, so God bless you, and hopefully you'll find what you're looking for. Shane, go ahead to the next one.
It's the next one. From the same guy, Nick
Valid
says.
quiz question, like what app do y'all suggest to watch, like talk about things like sports, kind of like this app?
It doesn't even matter
Well,
because
like,
he left, so he left already. We can go ahead and just move on.
all right, here's the final one. Mr.
Yeah,
AJ
I'm just
says,
checking in now, seeing what's going on. I'm here that Des was getting spanked with a belt or something, so I know what's going on. Hopefully he
Lies.
didn't like it. If he did like it, then
Lies.
I don't know, bro.
Lies. This is all lies that you're
No,
listening to, bro. Lies.
he's talking about what Jay said. Remember what Jay had mentioned, whipping a belt on
Right.
you? I think that's
Right.
what he's talking about.
And that was lies right there. All lies. Jay was sitting there spewing lies. Like I said, Jay was on mute most of the night. So how the hell can you beat me if you've been on mute? We didn't hear you.
It ain't lies. It ain't lies. You just want to say it's lies. It's only because it's Thursday and you think you extra spicy, but you're not. Stay in your grave, Taker.
It's Thursday, meaning that I'm normally not on this app on a Thursday, so I don't think I'm extra nothing. So what are you talking about?
See what you, but you see what you started.
I
See,
didn't
this
say
is a Thursday night. This is a Thursday night. You should expect anything come out of our mouths tonight.
it's not one of our
Anything.
nights. None of us have this night. You see how I started out with the show, and then Shane's taking over the show, and I love it because I'm not, like I said, I wasn't prepared for this. So yes, it's Thursday. Anything goes. It's anything goes. No DQ. The listeners are. By the way, Shane, can we get another round of three bells for Donatella because she's just been logging in and keeping us in. Thank you so much. We love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Drew, I'm still calling out this weekend, so don't expect me to show up to work. But I'm gonna call out early enough, so you can still have a partner because I ain't forget about the other night.
All right, so what else is there to talk about for tonight? Because we've said basically everything about the ending part, and we spoke about Bianca, and we spoke about Rhea and Becky. There was commercials, and then it was that.
I
But
mean,
we didn't speak about Punk.
I was about to
What
just
was
say
what was
that
good with Punk
we
tonight?
did have
Good.
Punk and we had Big E as well. Um, with CM Punk, it was good to see him. I was excited to hear from him. He's just an advocate of everybody just punching each other in the face, and he doesn't like this new soft attitude everybody is approaching with WWE. Um, but again, he is the best on the microphone in that ring and that commentary. I would love to hear him every Monday with McAfee and Cole, or every Friday with Wade and Corey. Like he just fits in. It's perfect. Like definitely gonna miss CM Punk, but he said that he's gonna be involved in WrestleMania somehow, some way. So I would love to see what that capacity is. Go ahead, Shane.
Did you catch that line when he said it was Boo and The Rock, I think? And he goes, "Where were you guys in 2013?"
Yeah, I caught that definitely because when he had the whole situation when The Rock came back and stole his title. Yes, I caught on to that 100%. And then Shane,
And
when he was talking mad shit at the end, and The Rock was still on the stage, and he said he wanted to see Cody Rhodes punch The Rock in the face.
yes, and you see The Rock standing there looking at him from way in the distance.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
was funny.
somebody grabbed a picture of that because that was gold. That was gold. You what do you think, Jay? What do you thought about Punk and what he said at the comment table tonight, Jay?
Honestly, I like everything that he did say, and it makes sense because we know him as being a fighter with with everything, and we can see that also with Punk. He's just one of those guys where he doesn't. No, he comes from an era where it was just ruthless. So he wants that back in wrestling. He don't want that soft shit anymore, you know, because it's just too. It's just too much, and he should have, with the way The Rock looked at him, he should have got up and turned around and probably said something to him as far as with all of that too. See if The Rock would have responded while he was up on stage. That would have been sick. And kudos to Big E seeing him tonight. I was happy with seeing him. And do you guys think that this is going to be his future role now? Like I have been saying, more than likely we'll get Big E in this type of a role.
I can answer that because there's two type of Big E's that I've noticed. We got that, that funny guy that likes to make us laugh and have a good time with his brothers, the New Day. And then you have the other Big E when he's on the mic and he speaks with intelligence and he speaks with strength and confidence. And I absolutely love this Big E more than, the funny guy that likes to twerk and eat bootios and flip pancakes in the audience. That's fine and cute. But this is the Big E that I like and I would like to see more. The Big E that could be a good commentator. He could do stuff backstage, and he can do like what he did tonight with special PLEs as part of a panel and give his opinion and his thoughts and his predictions. He was on point. I absolutely loved him at that table tonight. Him and CM Punk together, that's magic right there. because you have two opposites, but at the same time, both confident. They don't stutter in their words. They say exactly what needs to be said by both of them, by multiple perspectives, and I like it. I really hope to see both of them. If they can't fight, let's see both of them on a mic at some capacity during Mania. As a matter of fact, in any PLE. Des?
I agree with you 100% on that. And not to mention the most the one thing that went around between all four of them was the respect. It was respect from all levels. Michael Cole giving respect and love to CM Punk, Big E, Pat McAfee. Because they're all big in what they've done. And when Michael Cole went through Big E's resume, I forgot a lot of that stuff, and I was just like, damn, he was Mr. Money in the Bank, and he was a WWE champion, multiple time tag team champion, and what is it, Intercontinental or U.S. champion as well. And then we already know CM Punk's resume. Then he went through Pat McAfee's resume. Like, it was just all love. It was a great dynamic. Whoever put that panel together, you deserve a round of applause, because I wouldn't have thought to put those four guys together, especially on Raw. They were only advertising it as it just being Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. So whoever decided last minute to add on Big E and CM Punk, mwah, great job by you. We have one more message, and then we can have our final thoughts on the event. Jay, you were trying to say something?
No, what I was gonna say is, do you think CM Punk and Big E being up there lets us know that they're gonna probably be the host to WrestleMania, both of them, night one and night two?
That's possible, because CM Punk did say that he would be involved with WrestleMania, somehow, some way. He didn't say how, but that would be cool. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. Like he said, his mouth still works, even though his arm isn't. So that's actually something, now that you said it, I can see happening, Shane.
But we all know who's going to open to celebrate 40 years of Mania. We all know who's going to open. We all know who's going to be that first person that comes out and officially welcomes everyone to Mania.
Who, Vince?
But, no, dude, I'm dead. I am so goddamn dead right now. Jay, do you know the answer to that question? Who do you think is going to open Mania? And please don't say what Des just said.
I think it'll be Big E. Honestly, he's a big voice in the company.
No, Shane, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I just wanted to say the funniest one out of everything. But they just used him for Royal Rumble, though. They just used him for Royal. He literally was like the voice of Royal Rumble, so they're going to use him again for WrestleMania. I think he would probably get booed in Philly.
That didn't make sense to me because, I thought that he introduced because he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. But for him to just up and do that and then that's it, I thought that was,
Well,
yeah,
remember, it coincided with the 40th year of him. So, and then he lives in that area. So, I guess that's what they were thinking. It's the 40th year of him, plus he lives there. So why not have him, describe the area and what it means to be a resident of that area. But I can see him opening up WrestleMania, but I can also see him getting booed as shit at Philadelphia, because they're just as reckless as me.
no, Philly doesn't like Hogan.
Remember, Hogan's not really a big deal right now because of his whole situation with niggers.
Well, yeah, he said that, but yet, case in point, he just had this video package. So I guess that whatever wasn't that hard of a hit because WWE was still using him. They still making money off of him. They still
They
selling his merch.
they fired him at first. They did fire him at first, and then they brought him back. I don't know. I guess after he made his apology, they brought him back, but they fired him when that first happened. But
Hmm.
yeah, we got some voice notes. Let's get to the voice notes, because yeah.
I'm gonna play it for you. I'll play it for you. Hey AJ.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I could be on my Ben Simmons shit too. You don't show up, I don't show up. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know manage myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Take off every other week. So let's get it, my nigga.
So you're both admitting on live that you'll take it off work.
I'm not. Look, I have scheduled time off planned. Now, if he don't show up to work and then it's recorded live, that's on him.
Yeah, let them know that not only is this live, but it's playback as soon as it's over. So it like lives like forever on this app. As
And on
well as
YouTube.
YouTube once we download it on YouTube.
I think he just slipped up.
Oh, Nelly. Luan says.
Great show tonight, guys. Great show. I got a lot of predictions. I guess I'll save that for another time. I got a lot of thoughts. I'll say that for another time. Also, whenever we have another show. But great show tonight.
You're right. We have another show. Yes, you're right, Luan. We have another show. You are part of we. We are you. You are us. Yes, and trust me, we'll get into more stuff as these episodes come around. They seem to be coming around faster and faster. I don't know. It seems like we're on this almost every day now. But
You ain't lying.
you're right. Gosh,
You ain't lying. We got
I
one more
think
message for Luan.
Final thoughts again. Rock is going to cost Roman that championship belt. Mark my words. Rock is going to cost Roman that title.
wait.
Mm.
So wait. I have a question for him then. The one you're saying that the Rock is going to cost Roman that belt. Do you think so? So you're disagreeing with what I said earlier about how they're going to have a branch off at Mania, and you think that it'll be something happening at Survivor Series, or like where do you think the Rock is going to cost Roman the belt at? And if that in that
Yes, it
case, while
can't
we
be at Mania.
right, and while we wait for his response, how about you guys? What do y'all think about what he just said? And let's start with Jay because Jay's been on mute for the last 5 minutes. Jay, what do you think?
Oh, finally I can breathe again. Jesus Christ. I was damn near dead under the water floating.
We didn't want to hear
Finally.
your dog. We didn't want to hear your dog tonight.
Coño, Jesus. Oh God. I would say this. If he causes him the title, it's probably because someone's gonna cash in, and that's my boy, Damian Priest.
I mean, it would have to be. It'd have to be a good reason, because right now, as we speak, it's all about family. He's Team Roman, so it has to be like a real good reason for The Rock to turn his back on Roman, especially now. You give me a good storyline, then I'll go for that. This is Lawan Des, and he
It's
says,
confirmed on WWE that it's Roman versus Cody Rhodes at Mania. What I see happening now is that being the fact that Cody mentioned his family, Rock is going to take some time to think about it. He's not going to show it. He's still going to be on Roman's side right now until Mania, and then cause him to lose the belt because what Cody was saying about his family was right. And when he's saying, "Yo, if your father was here, he would be ashamed." So now this reflects Rock to think about. You know what? Cody is right. Rock causes Roman to lose the title, and now for next year WrestleMania we can have Rock and Roman going against each other. Don't even need a title match for it. It's just now you build a storyline between these two. Now, why did he do it? So if we're talking about family, if you doing dishonoring stuff to our family, you're gonna make our family look bad. Look at this shit. Look at how you treating Solo. Look how you treating Jimmy. You see why he left. Look how you treat Jay. This is not how family treats each other. Rock is going to be like the big brother of that. So this is where it goes from there, in my opinion.
Well, correction, Jay left, not Jimmy. Jimmy is still there, being the second quarterback to Roman. But uh, has this been confirmed by WWE? Has it been put up by WWE itself that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Cody? Or did I miss him saying that? Because I was reading a text message when you played the message, Shane, originally.
"No, I haven't seen anything to confirm that. I mean, it's all been speculations, hasn't it? Like speculation
Every
flyers and
speculation because again, we've gone another episode or whatever without anything being put in concrete. From what we all saw tonight was the end of this press conference was broken up by Triple H, Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, and it was Cody getting slapped by The Rock. He was cussing, The Rock was cussing, and then Seth came and started cussing with Roman Reigns, and then he started cussing with The Rock, and that's all we saw. And then that whole backstage interaction between Triple H, The Rock, and Roman. So again, I don't know of anything being confirmed. I don't know.
message.
It's on their Instagram. It's on their Instagram. It's on their Instagram stories. I don't see no picture of Rock on there.
Well, what I can say is this goes back to what I said earlier and what Shane said in the chat to us earlier that WWE, in the middle of that whole melee that was going on, they changed the background from it being Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Roman Reigns and Cody. But that can also lead to it being Roman Reigns and then The Rock being added to that, as well as Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. You know, yes, Cody got, he said he wants to face Roman, but we still didn't get it official. So I'm looking right now to see. The first thing that pops up is a video of The Rock and Roman standing on the same side, and they both looking at Cody. So, okay, I see what he's saying. I don't know. This is not actually something. Yeah, this is not from WWE's website that I'm looking at. So let me see. Yeah, right now they do not have anything. Yeah, they do. They do. They have Triple H wrote that a decision made. Cody Rhodes gets the chance to finish his story when he challenges Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40. So that's it. That's what I'm seeing right now. That was posted 2 hours ago from Triple H via the WWE Instagram. So I guess that's the main event for WrestleMania. I don't understand why we went through all this hoopla to get to what we thought was going to happen in the Royal Rumble. It's kind of weird. Now we're back into the whole last week feeling of, okay, what was the fucking point of everything? But Shane and Jay, how do y'all feel about that?
Okay. So what you're trying to tell us, or what you're telling us,
What I'm telling you,
WWE. No,
yes.
not you, WWE. Talking to
Okay.
WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And maybe you can
Triple H,
agree or disagree with me.
no. It's from Triple H, and then the WWE reposted what he said.
That's what I said. Triple H and WWE.
Oh no, see that's the thing, and what I'm hearing, it doesn't, that Triple H didn't come out. All I heard was WWE. That's what I was just trying to just correct it. But my apologies.
Oy vey.
Sorry.
What I'm saying. Okay, my thoughts, get my thoughts. Okay, got it. Okay, so what you're saying is that now you have a match with Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. I'm assuming this is a title match. And after what we saw tonight, I'm also going to assume that if this is a singles match, that The Rock is going to be with his bloodline family and they're going to be in the corner of Roman Reigns. And then Seth is going to be in the corner of Cody. Is this what we're getting, Dez and Jay?
Now, is this just a one-off answer, or do you want us to expand on our answer?
That was a question.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I meant to say, is this a one-off question, and do you want us to expand on our questions, or do you want us to just say yes or no?
You know, when I usually ask a question, you just expand anyway. Like you don't need permission to expand.
But
Just
I'm
ask
just
the
being,
question however your heart feels.
I'm being respectful. That's all. That's all it is. I'm sorry.
No,
So
just do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
something just popped in my head. That's why. So I'm like, I have an answer for you. Like I have a short answer and I have a expanded answer. So I'll give you the expanded answer. I say,
Okay.
because I'm, you know, I'll say this. I'll say yes, you're correct that The Rock will be in the corner of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins will be in the corner of Cody Rhodes. But I feel that you know, no, because I can't see this. Because if they want to achieve what they want to achieve and have all right, so now I just had another situation in my head. So at first I was gonna say that The Rock was gonna stop any other bloodline from interfering in the match and making it a fair one-on-one match with Seth and Cody. But then I'm like, that makes no sense. If they want to achieve this whole Hogan thing, something has to happen. So I feel that the way that they get through it, but then it doesn't make sense for Cody. But the way that, matter of fact, yes, it does make sense. Like Luan said, The Rock will cost Roman Reigns the belt, and how he'll do so is by blatantly giving Cody the rock bottom at the end of the match, and the referee somehow, some way, sees it happening and calls for a disqualification. That's my thoughts.
But a disqualification won't. But a disqualification won't have Cody win the title, right?
He won't
Roman will
win those.
still have the title. He just have to win, but he'll still have the
Right?
title.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. In order for them to get to this whole Hogan, to beat Hogan's streak or whatever, Roman has to leave Mania as champion. So in order for him to leave Mania as champion, he has to get disqualified. And I'm saying that in order to start that branch off between Rock and Roman, The Rock has to interfere. Like LeJuan said, The Rock is gonna. He said the Rock is gonna cost him the belt. And I'm saying that The Rock would cost him the belt by getting Roman disqualified, which now gives Cody a second opportunity to ask for a rematch because The Rock interfered. But then it also starts a trajectory where The Rock is like, well, the only reason why you're still champion is because of me, because I didn't think that you could finish it for the family, because at that point Cody was about to beat him or some shit like that. So that's how I'm looking at it as. I don't know. That's just from them showing us that they're advertising the two of them going against each other. I'm thinking like 1,000 miles per hour right now. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, okay. Wow, we got a whole load of messages, but Jay needs to answer before we play the message. Jay, you up?
Yeah, I've been up. I just been waiting a turn to speak. What a night for me.
Jay,
Jesus Christ. This
my,
is an
Jay,
all-time low for me.
Jay, my
Damn.
apology is because my mind is literally shooting off so many different things at one point, and I just wanted to try to get it all out because headaches. So I apologize for that. I'm so sorry for that.
I feel I'm fucking with you. I feel you. Nah, but what I think is, I'm gonna still go with my two-night aspect as I'm always been saying. But sorry, my dog's barking, Jesus Christ. If it ain't this time of night. But yeah, I also I can see your scenario, Shane, but in a different way, in which Rock will be special guest referee, and before he could try doing his bullshit to help, here comes Seth to save the day before The Rock can actually, like turn his turncoat on whoever in the ring. So this definitely could be really interesting in my mind.
But isn't that a conflict of interest? Because you're talking about The Rock being a referee against with his cousin versus a guy that he just jacked in the face at a press conference. So you don't think that The Rock is going to tilt more one way than the other way based on what we just saw alone tonight?
It could go quite a few ways. That's why, like, where Triple H advertising what he advertised at the same time, it still makes it feel like, when Roman and The Rock shook off already on their shit as well. So it's like, look, you can't take this moment away from us either, because now we have a story. So that's why, when The Rock was telling Triple H, like, yo, you better fix this. So, you know, you can't, like Roman was also saying, this is family business type shit we got to take care of. And you don't give the opportunity to number twos. If you want to fight a number two, go fight the number two. So this is a battle also, that you could think of, to where, look, we already did the handshake, in which now we have to fight. So that's what makes me always say I feel that they could be still a two-night thing. But in your scenario, I could also see it with The Rock playing that role in trying to help Roman retain, just so you know it's best for what is supposed to be within the family.
All right. We got we got a hell of a lot of messages to play. Play the place one.
Like, I'm a little out
AJ,
of touch with what's going on with the whole wrestling world, but I'm just trying to catch up. But I did see the press conference, a little bit of it on my way home from work. On IG, they had it posted on a few pages. But I'm like, Cody has a lot of family in wrestling too. So I'm thinking that if he goes against Roman Reigns, whatever his name is, when they go against each other, and The Rock might be in Roman's corner, then I feel Dustin Rhodes might show up and cost Roman the championship. I feel Dustin might show up and cost Roman the championship. What you think about that?
Shane, you want to do it, or you want to let Jay do it?
answer that question. You know what, Jay? Hit it.
Jay, explain to him why his scenario ain't gonna work.
The reason why the scenario ain't gonna work is because Big Brother is over on AEW, the other guys, the competition. So the only thing that we see from Big Brother is tweets on his little brother, and you know finish the story. The Rhodes legacy this, the Rhodes legacy that. So he's bigging it up from that point of view.
And to add to that, the only way that we would see him, of course, is if he is released from his AEW contract, which would be public. and if he signs on to a new WWE contract, which will also be public. So
And one,
it'll all of me to be up in the air that he will come back and do exactly what you just said, AJ.
well, yeah. And one thing, Triple J, I just want you to just give Drew a quick history lesson on that name, real fast. Just let it be
Very
known
quick.
whose name was first and who has it now.
Ah, Dustin was the original American Nightmare. I sent y'all guys that picture earlier, in which that was like maybe his rookie card. You know, since I'm a card guy, so let's see what fans really think of. You know, if maybe like let's just look at Drew's situation, what he's thinking, and if he's really let out of AEW and decides to come, does he come and interfere on his brother to make him lose and let him know I'm the real American Nightmare? That will be sick.
I think he would just be in support, and I think that Triple H would be 100% of support of him coming back to the company, because if you're a real WWF fan, new generation WWF fan, one of Goldust's most prominent uh, opponents was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Like, they went back and forth for the Intercontinental Championship, so there's a respect there. So if that was to happen, I don't see it. I guess Dustin's doing his thing in the other company, but if he were to be let go and he didn't have that clause of having days off or months off, I could see him being a part of this story as somebody finally in the Rhodes family helping Cody. So
We have a couple more messages. Let's play it quick fast. Lawan says,
So it looks like Seth Rollins doesn't have an opponent. So Elimination Chamber is 2 weeks from now. So what they should do is start having a qualifying match for Elimination Chamber. This way we can find an opponent who's going to face Seth Rollins. It's most likely, if they do it, a men's Elimination Chamber, which they don't have, will probably be Drew McIntyre. If you're going to do this right, add Damian Priest in the Elimination Chamber and have them be the last two going against each other.
"That's a good point, Des and Jay. The winner of the Elimination Chamber for the men's side, who did they get to fight?
They
Because we know for the
haven't given us
women's,
anything.
Well, hold on, Shane. React your question, and then we'll answer it again, because that went crazy.
yeah, my apologies. I'm sorry. Based on what Lawan just said, like who, like the winner from the men's Elimination Chamber, who did they go after? Because we know for the women's, they're going after Rhea for her title. So who does the men go after?
They never officially announced a men's elimination chamber. The only thing we got this week was for the women. So who knows if there's even a men's elimination chamber match, because we still haven't really gotten an answer from the Royal Rumble winner. That's what's holding everything up. That's why on Monday Drew was trying to out front and straight out just challenge Seth for the title at Mania.
So you're saying that it's a possibility that elimination is just women?
I mean, until they completely give us the straight and narrow, like, yes, they can post stuff on Instagram, but unless we hear it announced from one of these announced teams that this is what's happening and we see the graphics pop up, yeah, because Cody has been holding us up. And until they get that situation situated and it's a one-on-one match and we know Seth is not in the match, even though he was involved with the melee tonight, then we'll know, okay, maybe Seth will defend the World Heavyweight title at Mania.
Hmm. You agree, Jay?
Pretty much. You know, it's just a wait and see because, bro, this is getting too close, and the women have already started their qualifying matches. So if the men don't start it tomorrow or Monday, then I don't see the men having one. And what could be wild is maybe they could take that elimination chamber match for the men and put it in a Mania match night one. What do you think?
Mm, mm, mm. Lawan says,
Drew McIntyre pins Damian Priest, messing up his chance to headline WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, because the story is already there already. Damian Priest cashing in his money in the bank while Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre is fighting. And there you go. That's how you end night one.
what I was gonna say before Shane played that message to reply to you, Jay, is if they wait till WrestleMania, then remember when I brought up the whole who would be in the Elimination Chamber match for the world title a few weeks ago on Raw? I said that it would be um, Jinder Mahal, Shinsuke Nakamura. It would be, well, CM Punk obviously can't be in it now because he got hurt. But I said Jay Uso. I said Drew McIntyre. I also mentioned Sami Zayn, who came back, and you would just have a 6-man, maybe Gunther, maybe somebody else. But I mentioned these guys, so if you would go down that route, you can have that at night one of WrestleMania to figure out who might be a challenger for Seth. Is you guys agree with that?
Sure, absolutely.
Of course. That can go that route. I'm all for it. Let it be the opening match of night one.
Wow, Lawan left a lot of messages here.
Nah, the match will probably be a no disqualification match. I hope it does for the Rock and for the Cody and Roman match. And if it's not, listen, the ref's not looking, or somehow the ref gets knocked out, like in every other damn wrestling Roman Reigns is in, match he's in, and rock bottom, Cody wins. And you know the Rock likes to plan his matches a year ahead of time, so that ends night two, and then now Roman and Rock can have their little promo and do they match like how the Rock did with Cena. That handshake will also be a lot of things on the Rock shaking hands with Cody, saying, "Listen, I need you to be here and watch the match," because the Rock could feel like, oh, he's trying tarnishing our family. So what if the Rock is just playing both sides right now, just doing his little shit, playing his heel to see how really Roman acts. That's probably why he shook his hand. Listen, if any type of way Roman does some cheating shit, I need you to be there to show to really understand how he is. And then the Rock interferes, causing Roman to lose his title.
There's so many scenarios that can go with this. But, like we always say, whatever scenario you go by, it has to make sense moving forward. You don't want to just do something just to do it. Like, why would he do it? Like, if The Rock is going to betray Roman, what is it that Roman says or does for The Rock to betray him? Don't just betray him just to betray him. Have like a legit reason, and then we'll be like, wow, we understand why he did it. That's all I'm saying. Right, Des? Right, Jay?
I mean, I
If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. So it has to make sense for it to make the money.
I think my hashtag for the last week is make it make sense. So, yes, Shane, of course, I'm agree with you. That's been my hashtag for the last week. Make it make sense, and I'm fine with it. You make it make sense, and I'll go with it. Like I said, I didn't care about who was main event in WrestleMania. Just make it make sense for me, and I'm all good with it. Now, yeah,
Speaking of all good, we got something for Spotlight. Spotlight.
Hello, Three Bills Podcast 40? Huh. Podcast Wrestlemania 40 press conference. How you doing? Mundo 24, Triple J, Shane O'Matic. Hope y'all having a great podcast, and I'm sure you are. I'm listening, and I will be quiet because I want to hear. Shout out to the listeners.
why did she say your name like that? Shino Mac. Shino Mac. What was that
I
about?
heard Shane. I heard Shane O'Matic. I'm like, okay, you,
Yeah, but I
maybe
heard a
it's me.
special tone to it. That was like, Shino Man. Like, what was that about? It was Mundo 24 and Shino Man. Like, what?
Oh,
Okay,
jeez.
I see y'all. Is she a part of that Chase You calendar? Gosh,
What, you mean the
gosh.
calendar that's so hard to get?
You
Who
gotta wake
knows?
up. You gotta wake up before 11 o'clock to get it. Yes, you know there's a whole bunch of guys in their basements typing along the way trying to get these calendars. Like The Rock said earlier, those are the
Well,
Cody
I quit.
Cryberry babies.
Well, I quit. Speaking of being quit, Des, there was one more thing that I want to ask you about.
What's up?
WWE Speed.
I was trying to understand what the hell Michael Cole was talking about. Like, did you like write anything? Remember, because like I said, during this whole situation, I was coming home from work, so I might have missed a few things. But what was that about? Like he said, it was something dealing with Twitter, X. What is that?
No, that's not gunshots. It's these cars. They have, they do that kickback. The shift gear, the manual cars. They
Yeah,
drive it. They do that pop thing. Yeah, that's what that is out here. I'm in the hood, so of course you're going to hear stuff like that. There's pre-summer
Um,
vibes out here, apparently.
Same here. I mean, you heard the other night. You heard some goddamn cab beeping the horn. So I feel you. But what is it, like a NASCAR situation that they're doing?
No, there's a couple of cars that like just roam around here in the streets, and it does that kickback thing. And it's not even like drag racing; they're just riding around the streets. But it makes that sound like when they hit the corner to stop or they advance. It makes that
But
pop sound, which is so annoying.
what does that have to do with what is WWE speed? I don't understand. Like I missed the whole explanation from Michael Cole because I was literally on my way home from work. So some things I caught, some
I,
things I didn't. That's one thing that I missed.
I think it's supposed to be something exclusively on X or Twitter, where it's supposed to be like quick little matches or something that is under the WWE page.
You mean like a whole bunch of women's
Yeah.
matches, basically?
Ouch. Ouch.
Yo, matter of fact, Jay,
Ouch.
those matches are headlined by Tozawa, right? And Tozawa is the main event of those quick matches, and then it's a whole bunch of bathroom breaks leading up to that match. What do you say, Jay?
The main event's gonna be Tazawa and Natty. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, did you really have to do that? I knew it was coming because I was gonna say Natty, but you had to bring it up yourself. Like really, Jay? Like really? Oh,
Yeah, gotta
God.
bring it out before you do. Gotta beat you to the punch sometimes because like I said, today was limited time Jay. So yeah,
Are
So
we
that's
are
what
we towards the end of our show tonight?
yes we are because we have SmackDown to do tomorrow, and we still wind up going about what 2 hours with this thing, or yeah, we still went about 2 hours
Over
with
two
this
hours.
on a random show. So to everybody that did tune in on this random show, thank you so much, Shane. We got a voicemail to hit before we close it out. I have nothing else to speak about. We still got stuff to do tomorrow with SmackDown. So Shane,
Oh, you don't want to make the announcement about next week, or should we do it tomorrow?
well let's get to that last voicemail first before we talk about everything else.
Copy cool. Here's that message right
It's
now.
just too obvious for The Rock to help Roman Reigns. It's too obvious. The best way to go about it is The Rock to turn on Roman. Next year, WrestleMania, Night 2, Rock versus Family, head of the table match, best of the Samoan match, head of the Bloodline match. If The Rock posting that picture, it was bigger than some title shot. This is family business.
And your closing thoughts on that, Jay, and then Shane.
I didn't really get everything that he has said because my mic keeps going in and out. My service has been horrible today, so you know it was showing me as disconnecting and connecting, so I didn't really get to hear anything.
Jay,
I'm
Jay,
dead serious.
I hear absolutely nothing, bro. It sounds like a blur. But what are you saying?
That's what I'm saying. My signal is messed up, so that's why I couldn't hear what Lawan was saying in his voice note.
You want me to? I'll play it again for you. I know how to do that. Uh,
Can you please?
I'm doing that right now. And this is what the last thing he said was.
It's just too obvious for The Rock to help Roman Reigns. It's too obvious. The best way to go about it is The Rock to turn on Roman. Next year, WrestleMania, Night 2, Rock versus Family, head of the table match, best of the Samoan match, head of the Bloodline match. If The Rock posting that picture, it was bigger than some title shot. This is family business.
And what I'll add to that is The Rock's retirement match. How do you feel about that, Jay? And how do you feel about that, Shane? Before we close this out.
Well, I don't want it next year. I don't want to wait another year because it's not gonna mean the same next year. Like I'm not gonna care about it next year as much as I'm caring about it now. So like I keep on saying, is now or never with this fight because anything can happen. Hollywood could come calling this guy and he could be like, "Look, my time's up. Too late. Such and such." So that's just my aspect on the whole thing. Shane?
Well, it can't be now because they had already set this up. I don't know how this would be like a full match for The Rock to retire on. I mean, you can't retire. The Rock can't retire on this. It's not a retireable situation, if that's such a phrase. So I guess next year would be like the minimum time that it'll take for The Rock to prepare himself for like a final and enough time for him to promote it because that's huge. The Rock's final match, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of time to promote that, you know. So I totally see that happening for, next year, but not right now with all of this going on, and it can go so many ways. It's just too early.
And I agree. And if you, like I said, I've told y'all to watch his interview today on the Pat McAfee show because he had a lot to speak about. And they asked him about, what's the difference between being in shape and being in ring shape. And he said, there's a difference. And, right now he's in training camp. He's in camp to be in ring shape. And if anything, what I took from his comments last night when he arrived in Las Vegas is something that he's been saying in every interview. He plays the long game. To me, the long game is not 2 months. That's why I was complaining last week and earlier this week about the insertion of The Rock because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. You say you're playing the long game, but you only been around. You only made maybe a few appearances for the last 2 months, and it's only 2 months to go until WrestleMania. So this doesn't make any sense. And you've done a whole year-long program, feeding us you versus Cena. So I didn't see this match happening. Yes, I can see it happening next year, whether you like it or not, Jay. I would rather have a better build to it than just him showing up and saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to fight you." I'd rather that, and because obviously it'll be his last match. It'll be nothing else for him to do after this. Why not put your cousin over as the tribal chief and go out in the sunset like that? That'll be perfect. I don't see anything. There's no other person that he can, fight beyond Roman Reigns at this point. Just like how John Cena said, his last match is coming up as well, and he's younger than The Rock, but he knows it's time. It's time, and it's fine. It's okay. The Rock has never officially retired, and he's gone longer than any of our guys, but it's time, and I respect it. Shane, we got some voice messages.
Hit it.
Damn. Dwayne slapped the shit out that nigga, man.
He sure the hell did. One more.
God, you're not seeing me. Woo!
That was for someone named Bernie. Thank you for that, whatever that was. Shout out to you and joining us and leaving that message.
He's a
Des.
John. He's a John Cena fan. He said, "John Cena, you can't see me." That's what he said.
Boy.
I'm completely serious. I'm not even being funny. That's exactly what he said. But with that being said, we're gonna close out this night, this emergency episode, this random episode of the Three Bells podcast, because we all know, everyone knows us as the consistent guys on Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays, and occasionally on a Saturday or Sunday due to a PLE. But that's how we do it. But we definitely had to join in on this special occasion for this WrestleMania 40 kickoff press conference, where we got some things answered. We got more questions. But I know a lot of the fans are much happier now than they were last week. Maybe we won't have a hijack of SmackDown tomorrow. That's to be decided by the fans, whether they, agree with what's going on or if they saw the updated Instagram on WWE's Instagram of them promoting Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Hold on one second. One last note.
Well, I would like to say have a great night, Triple J, Mundo 24, and Shane O'Mac. I'll be listening in on Three Bells Podcast. I've been preoccupied, so I haven't been up on it, but that's why I always come back to you, because I get it, and then I go back and listen, or catch it. Oh, girl's face is messed up, though. Anyways, that's another story. Have a great night. Thanks for listening, and thanks to the other listeners giving other information or input to this conversation.
Well, I appreciate your wrap up. I really do appreciate your effort. Thank you very much. And thank you for letting us know that if you missed an episode, you go back to the playback and you listen to us. And that means a lot to us. And if you can't catch us on stereo, always tune into the Three Bells Podcast YouTube channel where our episodes are uploaded, if not daily, a day after the air. Triple J, any last words? And then Shane, any last words from you before we close this up?
All I gotta say is thank you to everybody that took their time out to listen to us on a busy Thursday night for the surprise show, because it definitely was a surprise to me. You know, I still haven't ate my dinner. And on that note, stay tuned for tomorrow's SmackDown. Yeet.
So that's it, Des. See how we can shorten Jay's answers? Just hold his dinner. That way, the shorter the answer, the quicker he could get to his supper. You got
Ah,
your kryptonite now, dude.
ah.
Oh, you too much.
You can look. Say all you want on NXT because we don't know what's going on. Help us understand. But okay, I got it. Good job, Shane. Good observation, Shane. Nah, Jay, we love you. We love you, bro. You are.
But anyway, say it again, Des.
I said Jay is our history.
Okay.
And with
Yeah,
that
Jay's
being,
mic is on, so your sentences is being chopped.
Jay, mute. Thank you. I said
Okay.
Jay is a historian, and we love his input. We love his input, and it's very informational. Um, he's unvaluable. So yeah. Um, Shane.
So yeah, so about tonight, originally we didn't think that we was going to have it tonight. And we was just going to talk about tonight tomorrow on our SmackDown episode. But being that it was so heavy, like I said, the executives of this show, the three bells, had decided and asked us, "Hey, you guys want to do a show?" He said, "You know what? Screw it. We can have like a nice little hour show." And now look at all the people that has joined in and all the people that has blessed our table and blessed us with their comments and their hello messages. And we're about to hit the 3 hour mark. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, Des. Shout out to you, Jay, for this surprising, this unprecedented episode of Three Bells. It is good to be with you guys tonight, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the SmackDown, where I will be your host. And I promise we are going to have a jam-packed show. Good night.
And with that being said, once again, thank everyone who contributed tonight, everyone who listened tonight, everyone who just followed us and who continue to follow us. We appreciate y'all love. Um, to get the amount of listeners that we got tonight on a random Thursday night that was barely promoted, I thank you. We thank you. Three bells, thank you. Shane, can we get one last three bells for everybody that participated tonight, please? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want to just give y'all a peek into next week, what we have going on. It's our mixed match week, where we're going to shuffle up the hosting duties of your panel here, where next Monday, Monday Night Raw, will be hosted by the one and only Shane O'Mac. Next Tuesday's NXT will be hosted by your boy, Mr. AKA himself. And next Friday night SmackDown episode will be hosted by our historian, Triple J. So
Woohoo!
until then, we'll see you guys again tomorrow for SmackDown Live. And here we go. And as always, know ye.